Well, hi there, Winning Ways fans, and welcome to another edition of your favourite show. And as usual, your favourite presenters, Paul and me, back on the scene. How's it going?
Yeah, good. Just interesting the weather, James. Ooh, we've had a bit of rain.
Is that interesting?
It is interesting because they made an early call to move the Elan Gold Cup a week out, and I thought they must know what they're doing. But you know, it's Sunday morning here; it's still pouring with rain.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most difficult decisions you've got to make when you think of all the sponsors, all the people that have hired tents, all the caterers. But Robert Mavis and the team, we were at a function on Wednesday night where they had a preview of Samanga Kumalo's movie at Suncoast, and it was part of the film festival.
Oh, yeah.
And Robert said that they're going to make a very early call Thursday morning. But it has rained the whole weekend, so we've got no chance. The problem is that there's rain forecast next Thursday and Friday.
Well, we've got a race on. It's a major part of our calendar. There's 2-year-olds. There's a lot. We'll talk about it later, but there's a lot of ramifications.
We'll go into the Gold Cup card later, but the newly crowned champions, and it's undisputed, will be Sean Terry as the trainers' champion and Gavin Larena as your jockey's champion. And what an achievement from Gavin Larena. So we'll be chatting to him on the phone. He's got commitments in Johannesburg, unfortunately, but we'll catch him on the phone in your call. Don't miss that interview. Let's go and have a look at our 3 to follow.
And they're off in the Travers. Flower Alley is the winner.
His dad, Distorted Humor, he's probably one of his best sons at stud.
I'll have another. Wins the Derby. I'll have another in the Preakness.
Lilacs and Lace, 48-1 upset.
He's just a big, strong, leggy horse.
Right, well, let's go and have a look at our first one. We go to Kenilworth on Wednesday. Unfortunately, no racing at Greyville on Saturday, so we picked up our winners over the country, and Kenilworth was the only place that had some decent racing. We raced at the Vaal on the sand, and we're going to go Wednesday, the 22nd of July. We're going to go race 1, the Maiden Plate, Fillies and Mares. And Adam Marcus is really doing very well as a trainer. We picked up 2 of his horses. Let's go and have a look at the first one, Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah, it runs in Greg Bortz's colours, the blue colours. Greg's having a wonderful run. Walks out the gates, doesn't know much about what's going on. One looks at the pedigree by grazing out of a Strike Smartly mare. It's 5 furlong, and they're off and gone. Forever Alert, very quick. Septima down the inside. These are the main danger. They're out and rolling, and this horse has a few lengths to find. You'll see it in the light blue being pushed, probably midfield here in a 5 furlong dash.
Oh, it's under big pressure, and the others have run already. Septima's run a second, and Forever Alert ran second to Princess Royal. So that form looked good. Forever Alert's in front at the moment. Septima's up third, and this filly's being pushed along, the dark filly, right in the middle of your camera in the blue colours. She's about 6 or 7, 6 now, and really she runs on very, very well.
She runs a great race. Just when you think the Septima's come off the fence to time the run right and grab Forever Alert, a pack of them coming up the outside, and doing best of all is Sweet Child of Mine from the Marcus stable. This one's a very good race and a wonderful debut. The horse has got a pedigree to go much more. It's doing its best work at the finish. And I know I saw the interview with Greg Bortz, and he was dressed most casually, and he said at the last minute I decided to come racing because they said to me, "No, won't win. Just come on down and watch it run. It'll have a debut." And he said, "Well, if this is its debut, what a wonderful surprise, you know."
Well, yeah, they got a lot of horses. They deserve everything they get, those guys. And, you know, we've set up, obviously, Gray's Inn, you know, was owned by the Oppenheimer family.
That's right.
And he's standing at stud now with the Costas.
He's with Graham, isn't he?
Yeah, Graham. Yeah. And what a, you know, to have a 2-year-old winner like this must be.
He's trained some very good horses, Gray's Inn.
Oh, he's a fantastic stallion.
He's a very good stallion. It was a great race.
He had a Group 1 winner in his first crop.
Yeah, that's right. The Derby, I think he won.
The Royal Venture or something.
Very good stallion, this horse. And he's getting better and better. And if you see a nice Gray's Inn, buy it.
Right, let's go and have a look at Kenilworth, Saturday, the 25th of July. Race 2, maiden juvenile plate 2-year-olds. They went 1,200 metres. We picked up Bass's runner.
Yeah, this is a horse called Rodney, trained by Walter. And it's a beautifully bred horse. This juvenile is by Tappet, and Tappet stands for big money, and he's owned by the Americans. And,
He's owned by Gainesway, so that's got to be Anthony Beck. Yeah,
Yes.
Anthony Beck owns him. And Tappet stands for $300,000 this season.
So you know what we've got here. It's a very good debut. Again, it looks a decent race. Well, I thought Solar Knight would probably be the horse to beat. It's right up there, shows speed. And the horse like Even Better has shown speed. But the horses that come with the rattle are the two that come up the outside. And in the middle of the course, you'll see this horse Rodney, as I say, beautifully bred, ridden by Aldo De Mayo, for Mark Bass, and runs a cracking debut. Gets beaten by a debutant as well, James, a horse chestnut horse called March On for Bill Prestige.
Well, Billy Prestige is one of my favorite people and a really, really good trainer. This horse was unfancied in betting, and Billy, knowing him, probably had a little touch on it. But it won a very nice race with the apprentice Brandon May on it. The second horse, we think you can follow this horse. This horse looked like he's going to win, and then he got run out of it by March On. They both look like nice horses, because the third horse has
Solar
really,
Knight.
yeah, he's shown very good form his first two starts.
Yeah.
So, Rodney,
Keep it on
really,
that.
really worth keeping an eye on it. That will win. Tappet, as I say, one of the best stallions in the world. And you've got to have a close look at Rodney next time out. But the third winner was another Adam Marcus in, mate. We went to Kenilworth. It was race 4. And it was a maiden plate, 1,200 meters. And this was a Royal Badge, bred by the Zimbabwe connections, the Armitages, by Go Deputy, actually. Ended up winning a very good race.
Yeah, we can see it here. Again, Adam's horse doesn't fly at the gate for its debut, but see, just a little sluggish at the gate, and he gets scrubbed along to get into the race, because they're going to go quickly. And again, we're looking at a sprint to 6 furlong at Kenilworth. The horse going off the front, Imperial Guard, is a fancied runner and gets up with the speed. I thought Stormfront would be a very difficult horse to beat. He's up there but doesn't quicken. And look out for this horse, Royal Badge, because he gets a little bit closer and then really quickens up well.
Stormfront, interesting, they changed the shoe at the start, and often that stops him.
yeah.
I don't know why it does, but this horse, I think next time he runs Stormfront, you can have a bet on him, he'll win. He's a lovely grey of Eric Sands's, but the horse that won the race won very, very well, Royal Badge.
Yeah, this looks a nice horse. And just as the race is hotting up, Banderos has gotten it with a chance. Imperial Guard's in there, Stormfront's in there, but then Royal Badge appears on the scene between horses. And you'll see it looking for a split between horses, and this quickens up beautifully. Here it comes now. This is Royal Badge.
Yeah, Adam Marcus, as I say, doing extremely well, and this runs on Best of All and beats a 4-kilogram claimer and beats him well. So maybe there's a bit of potential here. And as we say, Stormfront, have a close look at this next time out. I'm not sure everything went for him, not only in the race, but certainly pre-race. So those are 3 pretty good ones to follow. And we're going to move on and have a look at Blast from the Past.
Gates are open. Soft falling rain, pulling clear. Soft falling rain won the SA Nursery by 3.
Racing in the 2,000 guineas. Gates fly and they're racing in the Godolphin Mile.
They're off and racing.
Weight didn't matter. Class tells, soft falling rain, much too good. Soft falling rain, an impressive guineas winner. Soft falling rain is drawing clear.
He's made it 7 out of 7 by winning here today.
But it's soft falling rain who is powering away for Seat the Mining Style, a high-class performer, wins the Nay of Joel Stakes.
Ladbrokes Gold Card, Grade 1, 3,200 metres. Starter hit the lever, runners sent on their way in South Africa's premier long-distance horse racing event. And Seal getting over from a wide draw is right there early on. Vettel is well positioned shortly after the start. Princess of Light in writing, Aslan along the inside. Blake is also well positioned. Then comes Croc Valley. They're followed by Sage Throne, Gorangosa, then Jeppy's Reef. Behind that one, Thanks John, Top Seller, Hey You Never Know. Behind that, Kolkata, Captain's Wild and Golden Parachute. Golden Parachute on the outside of runners. Campus de Santana Il San Pietro is one of the trailers. They're racing about 15, 16 lengths off the leader. As they're going behind the tote board, they'll come back with 2,400 to go in the R1 million Ladbrokes Gold Cup. And Calcutta is making an early move as they go to the 900-meter marker. Then Croc Valley, Blake on the inside, Sage Throne, Gorangosa, Il San Pietro, Top Seller. Then Thanks John. They're about to come now to the 600-meter mark in the Ladbrokes. And Princess of Light still the leader. Calcutta's run up second, In Writing's third. Behind that Vettel, Aslan on the outside. Then Jeppy's Reef, Il San Pietro's creep closer. Seal between them, Blake on the inside. Thanks John, Sun City, Top Seller. Homeward bound now, Princess of Light. Calcutta makes an early move to tackle. Down the inside of that one, Vettel, Blake, Gorangosa. Princess of Light continues to find. Here's Seal on the outside. In Writing's running a big race. On the outside, Jeppy's Reef. But it's In Writing, Princess of Light. Blake on the inside, Sage Throne. Princess of Light, In Writing, Blake and Seal. It's close. In Writing, Princess of Light. In Writing won it. Princess of Light second, Blake third, and then came Seal. And then involved in a photo, Gorangosa.
Well, that might be an omen. Dean Canema has got 3 runners in the Elan Gold Cup this weekend coming up. And what do you think? In Writing won well?
Won well. James, he's got a very good record in this race, Dean Canema. I've seen him do it over the years, and I think he's got one of the leading lights and leading chances of winning this race. And you've got to be with him. And again, this was a very good ride. Nice to see Felix Coetzee again. He was top rider in his day.
Gee, and what a loss to not be using him to coach.
What is he up to these days? Any ideas?
I think he's breaking in horses for the Snaith. That's what he told me.
Okay.
That's his
a full-time job.
Full-time job. But gee, you'd like to have him teaching people to ride. I think that he's one of the best disciplinarians and people I've ever seen ride a racehorse.
Very focused man.
He was absolutely focused. We're going to have a look at the plum of the week. We've got a good one for you.
Takes them to the 500-meter mark from Olympian, who's racing in second. Then comes Zabadabadoo racing next towards the inside. We got Blackmore. Deeper out, we got Albaraka. Alpha Bigasi makes progress on the rail. Next in running, Top Spec under the stick, and so to 7 grand. 200 meters left to go, Captain Blackwater. Here comes Zabadabadoo with her run up the middle. Alpha Bigasi taken off towards the inside. It's Zabadabadoo that's coming at Captain Blackwater. Alpha Bigasi taken off towards the inside. Zabadabadoo puts her head in front close to home, and Zabadabadoo gets up to win it. Close behind that between Alpha Bigasi and Captain.
Well, we went through the card over the weekend, did podcasts and all types of things, and this looked like a standout. This filly is so well handicapped, not impossible. But the best part about it was you could get 5-1 on Interbet. At 5-1 about this filly is ridiculous. She's won 3 in a this gelding. He's won 3 in a row. He's by JPEG, who's really starting to have a very good time of it, you know.
Yeah, he's doing well. But this horse, as you said, merit rate in 84. It's now won 4 or 5. Sometimes you win a maiden and you get an 84.
Well, that's what was amazing about it. I looked at this race. It's in a race with a whole lot of horses that are like 2-time winners and 3-time winners. It was getting weight from them, you know. And you don't win 3 in a row without being pretty useful.
Yeah.
And I didn't think the handicapper got close to it. It started off a 74 or something, which also they win the second start, get 74. Yeah. That's how the handicappers, that's where the problem comes with handicappers.
Is how early in your career you win there. If you have your second start and you win and you're a young 2-year-old, you're going to get punished.
Yeah.
If you come out later and your second run, you come in much slower.
This horse was a 3-year-old that came out. It won. It ran in January, and then February it won, and it won by length, and came up with a merit rating of 74. Then went to 78, then 84, and I know lots of horses that win their second start that get over 80 first
Yeah.
time out. So maybe it took on a bad field, but it did look really well handicapped. And as I say, on Interbet 5-1. Nice for Himmel and Arda, David Hepburn, Brown and the team. They're breeding a lot of winners, and we'll be seeing them at the Tyrrell sale up in 13th and 14th of August.
Yeah,
should be fun, but we'll talk more about that in your call or current affairs at least.
Okay.
Let's take a little break, and we'll be back with current affairs.
Right, welcome to another edition of Current Affairs. Only one stakes race this week in South Africa because of the postponement of the Elan Group's big Gold Cup day with all the big Group 1s around it. But there was, of course, the King George, which we're going to touch on as well. But first, let's get into the Group 3 race that took place down in Cape Town. It's the Champagne Stakes, James. This Lana Falcon's a very good filly.
Oh, I love this filly. I've always loved her.
You've always been a big fan.
Picked her up as 3 to follow. She's won her last couple of starts. She's very good.
She got 6 furlong, 8 furlong, 5 furlong, anything. She's just extremely talented.
I think wherever there's a race for her, Walter writes her in. And she just has a go. She's got such guts. She's just a lovely little filly. I can't say enough about how much guts this filly's got and how good she is. Just let's pick her up at the 600 in this Champagne Stakes.
For Gull. Next in running towards the outside comes Ntombi with 400 metres left to go. Jet Supreme has put her head in front up the outside. Down the inside, the Witch Doctor, Priceless Jewel, is also going with them into the closing stages. Lana Falcon is now being popped the question. Then comes Pure Power. 200 metres left to go. Jet Supreme, Lana Falcon. Pure Power between runners is starting to barge away through. It's Lana Falcon that takes the lead with 100 metres left to go and starting to stretch clear. Pure Power's on the chase up the outside, but Lana Falcon lands the odds in the Champagne Stakes. Lana Falcon from Pure Power, Jet Supreme and Priceless Jewel.
Yeah, superb performance in the Drockenstein Silks, and as we've said, this is really a good filly, and she was just too good for them.
Yeah, she's had 25 starts for 7 wins, 3 seconds, 3 thirds, and 3 fourths.
And she's locked horns with the best.
With the best, absolutely. If you look at her form, Hammy's Hooker and Nara, Cold as Ice, she's run against the absolute best. Yeah. And Grant van Niekerk seems to ride her well.
He's running a lot of winners, James. Yeah. I watched the other day, the first 3 on the card. Talented young rider.
Yeah, as long as he gets to the right racetrack. You know, sometimes he...
He's a bit of a drifter.
Yeah, he can drift around a little. He's not quite sure of where he's going quite often.
The drifter, eh? Okay, that's his name then, eh? The drifter. The drifter, Grant van Niekerk, got to the right race course and will produce the goods for Walter. Well done to everyone concerned with Lana Falcon. Certainly too good for that. Well, now we're going to move on to the King George. The King George is always a great race where the 3-year-olds lock horns with the older horses at Ascot, and some great champions have won it. This year, the race lost a lot of gloss because the hot favourite for the race was Golden Horn, who had won the Eclipse on Vodacom July Day. It had obviously won the Derby. It was Frankie's ride. And they made a late call. The ground was too wet. Interesting that they can make this call, which is a good call. If you've got a horse who patently doesn't like their ground, why send them out there, James?
Well, Gosden, who trains at John Gosden, walk around the racetrack, which the English love doing. They love walking around the racetrack. They walk on the downs. They walk everywhere.
Yeah, they walk everywhere. They've got these wellies that weigh 8 kilos.
Yeah, well, they've got wellies, and he's got a stick with a spike on it like this, and they put the spike in everywhere. flat hats, in the
tweed
rain.
jackets.
Well, if it's raining, they've got some sort of oilskin on it.
Dry as a bone, oilskin.
Dry
That's
as a
right.
bone,
Those are
and
those
then
are
they wander around and they decide where the
Yeah.
best going is. And you see these guys, these men wandering around with sticks,
Yeah.
putting sticks in the ground.
They love it.
They think they can't wait to get to the races in the morning.
Yeah,
to
give
go.
me there 2 hours early,
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
I want to walk the course, and I'm going to phone the owner and tell him we're taking out the champion. But that's a good decision at the end of the day. If that horse hadn't have handled the ground or hadn't have run well, they would have said, "Gosden, what are you doing?"
Well, that's the leeway they're given in England because of the changes in going, the huge changes in going. It came up soft. I think it was still a good race, and I think this horse, Golden Horn, would have murdered them anyway. But the point is, it was wonderful for Luca Kamani. He had his first King George winner. He's never had a King George winner yet.
I didn't know that.
And they jocked off the last jockey who rode this horse, Postponed, because they said he didn't ride it very well, Adam Kirby. He's the guy that you remember at Turfentine in the Jockeys International. Made a complete hash of the one horse that he rode, Adam Kirby. Anyway,
right. Kirby's a good all-weather rider. Yeah.
and Andrea Atenzi got the ride and got it home.
Zeni.
At Zeni. He got it home by the shortest of short heads. And it's a fabulous
Now,
race.
this is just what I want to talk about for. I watched the race live. I thought, well, Frankie had timed it right on the horse who's the eventual runner-up. But the interesting thing was the other day, Linton Ryan came down with George and Sarah Whitelaw. They came to see me on their way up to look at that new Stallions prospect, Noble Tune or whatever it is. And Sarah was telling me that Dubawi, who's a Sire Postponed, has a better strike rate in the last year than Galileo. The best stallion in the world at the moment is Dubawi, and this was before this race.
Yeah.
Amazing stallion, eh?
I think he is certainly one of the best stallions around here. And Sarah Whitelaw would know more than anyone. She's a boffin on that type of stuff.
She's an absolute font, yeah.
But Gosden's horse Romsdal made the pace, okay, under William Buick, and that bowled along. And
the horse that was disappointing was, I think, Michael Stout's horse, was Snow Sky. James beautifully placed in third. We looked at him behind the ring. I was watching him and I thought, oh, he looks a bit tight. And just I'm watching him from a distance. Who am I to gauge these horses from a camera view miles away? But he's the first one who comes under pressure, Michael Stout's horse.
Well, the other interesting thing was Clever Cookie as a hurdler that they put in the Group 1 King George.
Cookie.
And let me tell you, there was money for it. It ended up 4-1, third favourite, this horse Clever Cookie. But you could see it was completely outclassed. There's no way it was going to go with this bunch. And what is interesting is we'll show you this race from the start. Watch how these horses gallop. They don't fiddle around, these guys. They gallop, and these are big, strong gallopers. And that's why our horses battle to go in these type of conditions.
Yeah.
We're not used to galloping like they are on this ground that's always got a bit of give in it. It's always got a bit of deepness to it.
Do you know, just people will be watching the race in a moment, and I watched it live, and I thought, when they turned for home, Frankie unfortunately gets taken out deep.
Shuffled out of it.
Shuffled out of it. And that might just have been the difference. But let's go and have a look at this. The King George,
Fabulous
Queen
race.
Elizabeth Stakes.
And they're off and racing. From the stalls, Eagle Top's given a little bit of time to find his stride. Romsdal is moving on at a decent gallop early on. Snow Sky and Postponed are either side of the leader. Madam Chang settles in fourth place. In fifth is Dylan Mouth, and held up towards the back of the field early on, Eagle Top and Clever Cookie. So it's Romsdal, proven over further, who leads them past the 10 furlong point early on. Postponed in second place. Snow Sky tracks the leaders in third. Madam Chang in the white jacket is in fourth place, just ahead of Dylan Mouth. Held on to early Eagle Top in the maroon colours, and Clever Cookie at the tail of the field as they swing right-handed at Swinley Bottom. Out in front, Romsdal setting an even gallop for William Buick. Postponed is in second place, one off the rail, with Snow Sky towards the inside. Dylan Mouth moves past Madam Chang, they're fourth and fifth. Moving off the rails there, Eagle Top, and that's going to force Clever Cookie just to cover a little bit of ground there. Eagle Top, Frankie Dettori just going one off, and early on, Graham Lee just having to cajole Clever Cookie along as they make their way past the 7. Romsdal out in front, and now it's a climb uphill for home. Postponed in second, Snow Sky third. Fourth place the outside, Dylan Mouth. being tracked through by Madam Chang. Then behind these, Eagle Top. Romsdale's just filling the tank slightly. Clever Cookie still just having to be humoured along here. He's got 2 to 3 lengths off the back end. His rider lower in the saddle. So out in front, Romsdale's dictated. William Buick in a nice rhythm, passing the 5 by half a length from Postponed and Snow Sky. Then behind these, towards the outside, Dylan Mouth. Then Madam Chang. Frankie Dettori still sitting okay on Eagle Top. Clever Cookie still just being worked on at the back of the field. So turning for home, it's Romsdale who leads the King George field in from Postponed Snow Sky. Dylan Mouth, Madam Chang behind these. Eagle Top. Clever Cookie is just struggling still to go the gallop, and time's running out for Clever Cookie as they turn in. And now William Buick kicks from the front on Romsdale. Covered the move in second is Postponed for Andrea Adsadie, then Snow Sky. Frankie Dettori, Eagle Top with work to do on the outside, but he's trying to close off strongly with 2 furlongs to go. Romsdale and Postponed from Snow Sky. Eagle Top grinding there the outside, but it's Postponed who goes to the front in the King George. Over to the rails. Romsdale's given his all, but his stable companion Eagle Top is now hunting down Postponed. Postponed with Eagle Top on the centre, getting on terms. Postponed digging in. Eagle Top. Postponed, don't lie down. Eagle Top narrowly. Postponed fights back. Oh, a very, very close finish to the King George.
What a great race. Absolutely fantastic. Postponed ran his heart out, held off Eagle Top, who, and I looked, watching it again, it certainly didn't cost him coming wide, Frankie. He had timed his run to perfection, got there, and the others came back, nodded their heads. A great commentary. Absolutely brilliant commentary. And a great race, James.
It just reminded me of Bastino and
Grundy. And those horses, yeah.
What a race that was. You know, there was head, and this was the same. So it never detracts from racing that some horses don't run in the race. It just means that maybe you don't have as easy a winner as you would expect. But what a tremendous race for a Group 1.
James Romsdale, also Gosdenhorst, went to front, went a good gallop and ran third.
Strong bugger. He just kept on galloping.
And the hurdler, waiting for the first fence.
Hurdler, he never saw a first fence.
Never saw a fence. Where's the first fence?
He said, "Hell with this." He said, "At least I have a breather going over a fence." He said, "I'm not having a breather here with this bunch."
Yeah, so as he said, Dubawi, I think the runner-up was by
Pivotal.
Pivotal, correct.
Yeah.
Runner-up by Pivotal.
Interesting racing coming up in England, because we got Goodwood, Glorious Goodwood coming now.
Yeah, and James, the Sussex Stakes you're telling me about, now that would that be a race where we could find out who's going to be the best horse in Europe at the moment?
I'm not sure. I think that this horse, Golden Horn, is the best horse in the world at the moment. I think he's rated the best horse in the world, and I don't see either of the horses that have just won being rated above him.
No, but sure. What about the Irish Goodwood and the French horses?
Well, you got Glen Eagle's going to be running in this, and Solo. They're going to lock horns in the Sussex Stakes, which is a mile.
That's right.
So
where would Golden Horn go now? He's fit and ready. He's lost a meeting to underfoot.
They might go for the Breeders' Cup turf.
Would they? Yeah.
You know, you would think. I know.
Sorry to interrupt you, James. Just talking about American Pharaoh. He's down in Delmore at the moment, prepping for
the Haskell.
The Haskell. It's coming up now.
Yeah. So he did a bullet the other day.
His work.
They call it a bullet if he beats everything else, you know, and a clocked workout.
Yeah, 111. He did 6 and 111 or 110 or something. I saw that, yeah. But and James, it's good to see racing. Goodwood's always fantastic. It's just one of the great festivals, you know.
And it's fantastic. We get it on Teletrack. We're able to watch exactly what's going on with Goodwood. It really is a fun meeting. Just saying that King's Barnes, the stallion's gone to Drockenstein. That's a tremendous purchase.
Yeah, you say it's named after a golf course. I never heard of it.
King's Barnes, yeah. It's one of the great golf courses in Scotland. It's just up the road from St Andrews. And I thought it was one of the best golf courses I've ever played. But they named this horse, obviously the Coolmore bunch named this horse after the golf course. And he's by Galileo. So he's another addition to the stallion band at Drockenstein. And they're getting a tremendous stallion band because, you know, they've got Duke of Marmalades just...
They've got Trippy fighting for the title. They've got, as you said, they've got a very good band of stallions now, with you know, having had a couple of new ones come in recently.
Yeah. There's, as far as the end of the season's concerned, well, there's not much to report except let's go and have a look at Greyville on Gold Cup Day, and we'll start with the Tequini, Grade 1. This is the fillies race. Now, can Chestnuts and Pearls get beaten? I know that it's going to gall you because...
No, it's not galling me at all. I own the two half-sisters. I've got the two half-sisters of stud. It's actually exciting me.
Yeah.
That I hope she keeps winning, but she's got to step up and trip. She's got to go the mile now.
She should go the mile on her head.
She should go. You know, I trained her. Both the sisters would get a mile, no problem. So she's got to be the horse to beat. She won so well at this track the other day. And what can beat her, James?
Well, Flying Ice, the Go Deputy filly of Brussels.
Very good filly.
Won 2 out of 2. That's obviously pretty useful.
Very good filly.
Of the rest of them, it looks like Persian Rug won 2 out of 2, and there's a big improver. That's owned by those very famous owners. You know the famous owners that own Persian Rug?
No.
Stephen Gell, the Duke of Abingdon.
Oh,
yeah.
This is the big girl at the cock trains.
Yeah, and Nathan Kotson. You know.
2 big players.
Yeah, 2 big players in the game. They ended up with Persian Rug, the ideal world filly out of Fort Wood, man.
James, she's a very good filly, that. I don't know if she can win this Group 1. You know, she's a big girl, she's a galloper, and she might just be the horse they've got to keep an eye on.
Well, she won extremely well last time. She beat Lauderdale, and if you go and have a look at Lauderdale's form, Lauderdale was beaten 2 lengths by Chestnut and Pearls, and she beat Lauderdale 1 3/4.
She's in that
so
league.
Persian Rug's there, don't
Yeah.
you worry. And can you imagine having those two leading in a Group 1 winner?
The Earl of Abingdon.
Trained by their boss.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're 2 guys who put their lives into the industry.
Absolutely.
Let's hope it goes for them.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic guys, and we'll be pulling.
We'll
for
be
them,
rooting for them.
It's going to be hard because I want to pull for Mark Curry as well. And, you know,
what's he got?
He's got Chestnuts and Pearls.
Chestnut and Pearl,
he's
that's
got a
right,
share
yeah.
with Van der Vendel and them.
Oh, well done to them.
So that's a bit.
They've already got a Group 1 though.
Yeah, they've already had a Group 1.
Yeah.
Then we go to the Premier's Champion Stakes, which is a colts race.
Yeah.
And can this horse Rabada get beaten?
Hard to tell. He looks like a horse who keeps going, and Mickey Goss, of all people, is hoping like hell, as well as the owners, the Eusters, that this horse wins again. He's very good. I don't know how good he is. This is his toughest test to date, and they're going to harass him a bit, I think,
Well,
in the early
all I
stages.
can tell you is that Kevin Shea, I did the Gold Cup thing with him, and he says Rabada's the best horse since Horse Chestnut.
It's a big statement. He might be right.
I think
he's
that's
wrong.
a huge statement.
It's a huge statement. He
Yeah.
might be. Listen, I mean, a horse is unbeaten. You don't throw mud at it.
What about Sing is King?
Sing
That
is
would
King
be a
just
Durban horse.
Absolutely. Won a good debut in a rough race. Was a sparkling debut. We don't know how good these horses are, but jumping into Group 1 class, it's going from fighting at Westwood Stadium to going against Tyson. Okay. Group 1, they don't let you off the hook. There's good horses in there, James.
Well, Magog Master,
Great
Paul
run
Peter
last time.
was very impressed with his run, and we chatted to him last week.
He ran on well last time.
Yeah.
Interesting racing. The 2-year-olds, again, we're going to determine who the best 2-year-olds in the country are. These 2 races are great pointers to the Equus Award winners in the 2-year-old divisions. But James, going further beyond that, there's excellent racing.
Well, let's go to the Champions Cup. Futura and Legislate.
Legislate's a superstar. Futura's a champion. So Snaith's got 2 wonderful horses, 2 strings to his bow. Have they had any feedback about their initial worry was they didn't want to run back after Mercury a week later. Now they've been given a week's grace. I hope he takes his place.
So do I. The interesting horse in the race is Africa Burn.
Yes. He Group 1 winner at 2.
Yeah.
Is he going to come back? Dean threw him out, gave him a prep the other day to tighten him up. How good he is, we don't know. But, he's locking horns with some superstars.
And then Stan Ely runs Punta Arenas. This is the last roll of the dice, Stan. I'm very sad to see him go.
Yeah, me too. He'll pick up a job somewhere as a private trainer. I'm confident of that.
Yeah.
Very good horse. It would be fitting for him to win, but I think got it to do against the Snaith coupling.
Okay, the Gold Bracelet, Grade 2, 2,000 meters. I like Jet Bell here. I thought that Jet Bell looked
good
like
filly.
Yeah.
Good filly. But again, there's some opposition.
Yeah, you got Bilateral. You got
the
juveniles, Etradage. Mike the Cox filly, Estradage.
So let's try that again. Go, don't.
You're really testing me this morning. Athena, she's coming.
She's very
back
good. Her last
against
one
the
was all wrong. The Humble Hero will have her in town ready. She shows she's a top Group 1 filly. She's got to have a chance, James.
I can't go against Jet Bell. I think Jet Bell's
You're
the
big
right
on
horse.
Jet Bell, eh?
Okay, let's go and have a look at the big one.
Just before we do, just mention Derek David yesterday. Wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
I think he had 5 in a row in
It's
Mauritius.
Mauritius.
Yeah, so he's keeping the flag flying. Well done to to him.
He set the town alight.
Yeah, with that 5 in a row, I think is a record there. I'm not 100% sure, but it's not. I don't think it's been done with the Lloyd's era, the Tories era. I don't think a person's won 5 in a row. I might be a little hazy on my facts here, but anyway, well done to him. Very good riding.
Let's go to the Gold Cup. Gold Cup's a big one.
I'm still in the camp of the 2-horse race. Both of us were talking about it last week. You know, Wild One is prepped fantastically, and Dean Caname has got, what's it?
No, Dean Caname has solid speed, yeah.
No, the other one of Dean Caname.
Hot Ticket.
Hot Ticket, that's it. I knew to get it out.
But the interesting about that is I was chatting to Shay as well, and he spends a lot of time lunching with those boys.
Yeah,
and he says that Dean is confident that Solid Speed's the best of the three, which I find amazing. But Dean's very confident, and Dean knows what he's talking about. In fact, he's even giving a little chance to balance sheet. He thinks that the horse will stay.
He's a decent horse on his day.
Not a bad horse. Sean Terry's got a couple in there.
Yeah, he knows how to win this race.
He's got Gold Onyx, who ran third last year. Kolkata, who's had a go many times.
Yeah, he was in the writing field. We watched the replay earlier of in writing. Kolkata was in there.
Yeah. Now, the interesting two in the race are Mike de Cock's two, Wild One and Kingston Mines.
I would say that Kingston Mines has shown a lot of ability racing in other places, and especially up in Gauteng before I watched him win. I think would have a chance, but I'm going to stick to my guns. Last year, it got beaten by Waving Flag, and I'm a Hot Ticket fan.
Me too. That's what we think of Elan Group Gold Cup. We're going to take a break, and we're going to be back chatting to Gavin Larena.
He responds and Our Giant roars away. He's going to take the glory. Our Giant taking no prisoners by 4. Let's hear it for Our Giant, Anton Marcus and Charles Lee.
Well, here we go. We got Gavin Larena coming on the line. We're going to get him, but amazing effort from a heavyweight jockey. We've had Andrew Fortune, guys like that have won the championship, but Gavin Larena is one of those guys who everyone said too big, too heavy, never make a jockey.
Yeah, and he's proven them all wrong. He's South African champion jockey now. Wonderful rider, rides a lot of winners, knows where to place horses. He was a wonderful apprentice, Joe.
Yeah, he was one of the best apprentices around. We'll talk to him about that because he broke records as an apprentice. And as a jockey, he's really done a phenomenal job.
He's got an infrastructure and family behind him in racing that, you know, from Ricardo, his uncle, to Tex, his father. And he's really done it the hard way. He had to take on the champion. He had to take on Bling Kamala and beat him. He had a lot of pressure from a lot of people. And it's wonderful that we can have him on the line, have a chat with him, James. Well, he's there, James. Have a chat with him.
Gavin, we were just giving you one of those sort of boring synopsis resumes. How are you? Good morning.
Morning. How are you, Mr. Goodman?
We got you on the line loud and clear. Just got to speak up a little bit. But Gav, very well indeed. Thank you. This Sunday morning, how's it feel to be crowned South African champion jockey?
It's truly amazing. You know, it's a dream come true. And I just got to be thankful to everyone that supported me. And, you know, like I said, it's a dream come true, and I'm just so blessed.
Gav, it's been a long, hard road, and especially weight has been your problem. I know you've had a few injuries, but weight has always been something that you've been worried about. And I know when you went to the academy, they weren't very keen to take you because they said you'd be too big.
Yes. You know, look, it's always been a needle on my side, but you know, we've got it under control, and you know, just loving every minute of it. And you know, thank goodness we got the weight under control. It is very difficult because I can only ride basically from 56 upwards.
Whoa!
But yeah, just enjoying the moment.
Now, going back to the beginning, we know that you're son of ex-star jockey Tex Arena, who runs the Jockeys Association in Avril. You couldn't have had a nicer mother, you lucky boy. But they didn't want you to be a jockey.
No, my mother and father tried to steer me away from it. And, you know, when it's in the blood, it's in the blood. I ended up show jumping with Felicia at Newmarket, and started riding work for Uncle George, and you know, just the love for the horse. What can I say? It's a passion. It's not a job for me, and I'm just so blessed that I got given the opportunity.
Gav, it's Laf here. Congratulations from me as well. It's been a long, hard slog. You've got out there and you've taken them on, and you've travelled and you've done well, and we compliment you on that. And wonderful when I was watching, you won a race for your uncle, El Ricardo, and he was chuffed as anything. So it was a great family support, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. You know, my uncle has been training for years. He's been a top trainer at Randkeep several times, and you know, his support's been phenomenal. Whenever he's had also the chance, he tries to get me on the horse, and you know, I've got a big family support and a big supporter base. I've been very lucky.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful year, and again, is your appetite up for it to start again in the new season in a week or two's time and go after it again?
Mr. Leff, I think I'll be going for sleep therapy first.
I didn't hear that.
I said I think I'd be going for sleep therapy first, and then we think about it.
Absolutely.
If we go back, Gav, to 2012, you ended up getting beaten by Anton Marcus. That looked like an absolute heartbreak for you.
It was, Mr. Goodman. You know, I had my mind set on it the whole year, and everything was going so well. And before my fall, I think I was about 18 ahead. And, you know, unfortunately, we broke our leg, and, my dreams were shattered. And, my mother kicked me off the couch and said, we've got to get going. And I did a lot of therapy, the hyperbaric chamber and physio, and we managed to get back in 8 weeks, and we managed to hit the front again beginning of July, and it looked all set, but Anton had the support, and it was very heartbreaking. For a year after that, I doubted myself, and I'd wake up every morning, and it was always at the back of my mind. So to get this championship, it was a big win for me.
I know a lot of racing fundies have always said, Gavin Arena, Pierre Stradham's got one over you, and Pierre Stradham's got this, and Pierre Stradham's got that. Do you see him as a very big opponent?
Look, Pierre's a brilliant rider. He's proven himself all over the world. He's a brilliant jockey. He's a balanced jockey, but he is a veteran.
But going back to your apprenticeship, and I think that we mentioned this, you rode more winners than probably the greatest jockey ever come out of South Africa. So South African Championship looked like it was right for you. Tell us about that, being the top apprentice.
Yeah, I won the Apprentice Championship 3 times. And I broke Mr. Roberts' record, mate. He rode 261 winners in his apprenticeship, and I managed to break it, and I ended up riding 283. So, I beat it by 20 odd, and that record was held for 3 or 4 decades.
Unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. He's really, that apprenticeship, it's a good yardstick. I've seen over the years these top apprentices go on to become great jockeys all over the world, and it certainly looks like you've got the world at your feet. But there have been potholes in the road, and James was telling me a few moments ago that you were given a suspension once for not aiding a horse that was breaking down or pulling up during a race.
Yeah, so it was very unfortunate. A filly that I was very close to, Tiger Quest, for Mr. Cantor and Mr. Nesta, she snapped her leg 100 meters out the gate on the ball sand, and I thought about it before, and I jumped off and I winded myself and ran off to the rail to try to catch my breath. I was in shock, and the National Horse Racing Authority decided to give me a 15,000 fine, which I appealed, and obviously I won.
Yeah, it's a hell of a thing, that, James.
I think it's absolutely amazing that people that run this industry can do something like that to you. You know, that just shows total lack of empathy as to a man who rides a horse. And I was so pleased when you exonerated on it and you won the appeal, because it was a total travesty of justice and actually put everyone in this industry in a bad light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, you know, they look at all the small things and, you know, the stupid things. Yeah. You know, this game is such a great industry, and if we could just focus on the right things, you know,
good point.
The game could improve.
Gab, talking about some of the great horses that you've ridden, probably Dance with the Devil must be one of the outstanding horses as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, she was amazing. Her turn of foot was, you know, just out of this world, and you know, she could make up 15, 20 lengths in a Group 1 field. You know, it's hair-raising. She was brilliant. Managed to win 3 Group 1s in her. King's Gambit, Batala Palace, Aslan. I've been very lucky to ride some good horses.
And you've ridden them for a multitude of trainers. You're very popular out there amongst the trainers. I know that, as far as my colleagues are concerned, we love having a guy like you on a horse, and Titch does your business down here. He's a legend.
Yeah, Titch George, he's done very well. He's my coastal agent, and you know, we had a plan in mind, and it's just nice that everything came together. I've got to thank all the trainers all over the country that supported me. It was, you know, it's without the horse you're nothing, and without the support you're nothing. So I've got to really thank everybody in the industry.
Yeah, Gav, and again, you're up in Gauteng as we talk to you. You got a race again today?
Yes, Mr. Leff. Very chilly outside. Got 6 rides. Just looking forward to the day.
6 rides. Any winners?
Mr. Leff, you put me on the spot.
Gav, you don't have to worry, because let me tell you, this show will only be aired after you finish riding.
After you've ridden 4 then. Yeah, 4 winners.
Just getting back to the last year or so, you took a trip to Dubai to ride Via Africa. That was a bit of a disappointment, wasn't it? But great experience.
It was a magnificent experience. I wouldn't say it was a disappointment. You know, Mr. De Kock made it clear to me that she was going to be in need of the run. And, I mean, those horses are so fast. It was a great experience. Certainly one of my highlights to ride on Super Saturday. I had 3 rides from Mr. De Kock. And, yeah, it was an amazing experience. Those horses are so fast. I think if she was in South Africa, she would have been 5 lengths clear to 800, but it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, Gav, another thing that a lot of people don't know, well, I didn't know all that much about it, and I know quite a few of your family, but one of your relatives is a heavyweight boxer. Is that true?
Yeah, it is true, Mr. Leff. Kevin Lorena. I think he's had 11 fights, 10 wins. He rode a winner in a work riders race at Clearwood.
And he's a heavyweight boxer?
At the age of 15, and now he's 23 years old and he's a heavyweight boxer.
and apparently, you know, to make it a double, he's fighting on Thursday night.
Yes, that's right. He's fighting at Empress Palace, and he's fighting for the SA title. So, you know, if he's got it, it'll be a nice double, Lorena double.
Lorena double. And Gav, it's nice that no one will give you any drama. They say, listen, I'll speak to Kevin, because he sounds like a Stelica of note to have won 10 fights. And let's hope he wins on Thursday. People who watch the show will probably keep an eye out for him. But do you have much dealings with him?
Mr. Leff, we're very close.
Oh, wonderful.
We're basically like brothers. We spend a lot of time together. And, you know, obviously we're in 2 different sports, but, you know, we've got to watch our weight, we've got to watch what we eat. So we do a lot together. We play golf, and we enjoy each other's company. And, yeah, and Brandon as well. He's leading the Mauritius Championship at this stage.
Yeah, he's doing well.
So it's a tremendous, you know, from your great-grandfather, I know, speaking to Spike, your great-grandfather came out here from Argentina. I think that's where you guys originally came from.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. I mean, it goes down the line, and my grandbrother, Freddie Chappelle,
yeah,
he won the July with the filly in 1956 or something, and he was a jockey as well. So we do go back a long way, and it's just nice to keep the flag going for the family.
Gab, just interesting. I know the answer, but a lot of people don't know the answer out there. What sports you play?
What sports I play?
Yeah. You're a bit young. You're a bit young.
Sorry, can you repeat the sport you play, Gav?
I tried to play golf.
Play golf?
I tried.
I've seen pictures of you on the bowling green.
Oh, on the bowling green.
I heard.
I love it.
I heard you're far too young to give up golf to play bowls, but I hear that you and Kevin have a bit of a bowling competition.
Yeah, we sometimes we go on a Tuesday evening or Wednesday evening and go play a bit of bowls in the summer. And then I join all the old timers at the Lebanese Church Bowling Club on a Sunday off season.
What was the name of that bowling club?
Well, it's at the Lebanese Church in Woodmead.
The Lebanese Church Hoodies. What do you call it, James?
They're a lot of fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I might bump into Steve Sturlees. He's a good bowler.
Gavin, you know, you're a gem in the industry. We love having you around, and we are so proud of you to have done what you've done. I know that your whole family, because you're a tremendous family, are all proud of you. And we wish you every bit of success in the future. And thank you so much for coming on the show with us, and have a good one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goodman, and thank you very much, Mr. Laff.
Yeah, Gav, I'm a big fan of yours, and I'm absolutely chuffed that you won the championship. Well done, you've worked hard, and you can always get George to phone me for rides. Wonderful rider.
Thank you very much, and it's wonderful to be on your show. I watch it all the time, and thank you for the opportunity.
Well, it's our pleasure. Go and have a good day at Turfentine, and we're looking after you, and we're punching for you, and we're so thrilled for you. We know no one deserves to win a championship more than you do. And you and your family, Tex, Avril, well done to all of you.
Thank you very much.
Gavin Larina on the line from Johannesburg. He's a gem.
He's
Gavin.
an absolute gem for the industry. You know, he's kept the family tradition going. He's kept the dynasty going. He's a wonderful kid. The whole family are wonderful people, and I'm very chuffed for them. They must be so excited that it was a tough fight for a long time. Samanga Khumalo wasn't going to relinquish without a fight, and well done to him as well.
Well, you know, that shows the tenacity and the go of Gavin, because Samanga Khumalo is one of those guys that you really have got to take seriously as an opponent in a jockey's championship. Yeah. He rides off bottom weight, so he can ride anything. He works hard. He's got tremendous attitude and outlook. He's won it already, so we're thrilled for him, and we've had him on the show as well, Samanga. But this is one of those stories that really warms my heart. Yeah. You know, a lot of people win lots of things, but Gavin Larina is one of the most deserving guys around.
James, talking about winning things now, I'm digressing slightly because it's the golf. I must talk about the Green Jacket. It's the first time I'm not going to be there in years, and it's a wonderful tournament. I had a chance to speak to Michael de Kock in the last couple of days, and I said to Michael, you're down there with Terry, and it's 120 people. It's great fun.
Yeah, we've got Walter Bass.
Walter Bass.
He's a big asset, Walter.
Can he win it?
Well, if he's in your 4-ball, not only will he club you,
yeah.
The only thing he doesn't do is clean your clubs and rake your bunkers. But he'll tell you the line. He'll tell you how much wind there is. He'll tell you the green speed. He'll tell you which place to putt it. So he's a great ally.
A great asset.
Unfortunately, I couldn't get him. He is in such demand. I couldn't get him. Otherwise, I might have won this Green Jacket.
Walter's in great demand. But getting back to Mark de Kock's comments, I said to Mark, Manfred Rhodes has said his golf day, and I had some spies out there watching, and they said you were unbelievable. They said you hit one in from miles out, straight into the hole, and you got eagles, and the boys who played with you said they think you can win the Green Jacket. And I put that question to Mark de Kock, and he started laughing. He said to me, Jimbo's good, 10 and 20 range. He said, you lift the stakes, Jimbo cannot win. There we are. You're great, mate.
He's absolutely right. You know, the record speaks. Like Gavin Larina was champion apprentice and ended up champion jockey.
Yeah.
I've had to go 24 years for this Green Jacket. I've never missed, I don't think.
How close have you got?
And I ran second one year. Graham Hawkins beat me, which really irks me, because for Graham Hawkins to beat me at anything is really...
Is Neil Andrews coming down? He's won it a couple of times.
Neil Andrews, I hope that they stop him at the border and don't allow it past. You know, surely his passport's got a stamp in it saying, thief, not allowed to come.
He must be a good player. He's one of the Cup
Neil's a star. He's a
and
star.
tell me, what about jockeys? I think Andy Delpesh is going. I think there's a few riders.
Raymond Danielson, he's a player.
He's a player. Would our friend Mr. Stradham go down?
Striker, he's there already. He can't hit
Good
it out
player.
He can't hit it out of a paper bag.
No, he doesn't hit it far.
Hits it about 120 yards.
I played with him once, and I saw him drive, and I think I puked further. And I thought, gee, what are you using? It was his driver.
Yeah, it was his driver.
Gee.
But it is really, it's one of the highlights of the sort of end of the season, and
James,
we all want to win it. Don't worry, we all want to win it.
I just want to throw a curveball at you because I don't know the answer to this, and you might know. Pushing this Elan Gold Cup meeting to the new season, is it going to be used, the stats for this season, or is it used for the stats for next season? The comment on the ground, as I've heard from a few people, is that it will be used for this current season, the stats.
It's got to be used for the current season. It's the date it's set down for is the 25th of July.
Okay.
And because it's been postponed because of weather, it doesn't make any difference. It's the 25th of July race meeting. And I think that there's absolutely no doubt that it will be used for this season.
So the stats for this year, because as you know, the trainer and the jockey are done.
Yeah.
But then you've got the stallions fighting it out. You've got the Grade 1 status for the 2-year-olds and the older horses for the Equus Awards. So that's good news.
Yeah.
So if you win the 2-year-old fillies or colts or whatever it is, there's every chance you could be the Equus 2-year-old. Even though
absolutely. I think that's the right way. It is a 2014-15 season race, and that's how it's got to be. Excellent. So it's going to be. Listen. The Elan Gold Cup day is going to be a great day, and as you say, luckily we've got the two guys crowned as champions, and we'll have Sean Terry in the studio next week. He said that he'll join us next week in the studio.
Is it his first title?
It's his first title in the 1 year. I think he was beaten by very, very few rand by Charles Laird when he really wanted to win it. So, another very deserving winner who was very close to winning it already. You know. Sean Terry. So I think we're going to wrap it there. I've got to get to the Wild Coast and go and play in this green jacket and see if I can bring home the bacon for the Winning Ways team.
I'd love
I'm out there like Gary Blair. Hit me in the stomach. I've been fit, gymming, fitting,
I'd love to see you win it, James. I'd love to interview you as the champion.
A lot of people wouldn't, so that's fantastic. I've got someone in my corner.
I'm funking for you.
Yeah.
Because my mates, Napier, George, and Derek Warden cannot win even with a false start. So
even if they postpone them.
I think my place has been taken by Roy Moodley this year. Roy Moodley's coming. Now, Roy Moodley's a better player than the three I've just mentioned.
Far better.
Far better. And Roy ain't
too.
going to win it.
Yeah, better equipped too. He's got all the equipment.
Roy's got all the equipment. Roy's come down with his gang. So my team ain't going to win it, James. I think the Larry Southwoods,
those are the players. Larry Southwood of Nine.
What about Keith, the panel beater? Keith Williamson.
Keith Williamson.
He's a good player.
He's always there. Then there's
Pierre Dutoy off
Kevin
39.
Petzer. Well, Pierre Dutoy won it last year off the senior tees, okay? And
they moved the senior tees back.
Apparently, there's a little controversy about scores, with Pierre Dutoy. So
what is a senior? 65.
Yeah.
Are you taking advantage?
2 years I'll be on the seniors tee. I'll be able to drive
Derek
all
Martin,
the
I think. My
par
mate
fours.
King's about 65. Yeah. He could play off there.
He wants to play off the senior team. He's trying to get Cash King. Cash is king. But until next week, when we'll have all the results of the green jacket, we'll have all the results of the Gold Cup, and we'll have Sean Terry in the studio. Nice having you here again today, and let's go and have a great week's racing.
Second position, but Military Roses giving them a bath. That's one of the biggest millions I've ever seen. Grace Villana, the leader. Grace Villana. Grace Villana.
Champion Season, All-Star Horse Racing.